We just take a moment to sit, to align the spine, to be consciously aware of your body and the way that the breath flows in and out, giving you that ability to feel energized, to create that sense of release and surrender, to relax, to soothe the nervous system and also the mind in the way in which we think it is positive. So taking a moment here to set an intention and a purpose for your practice. If you don't really know what that is, don't worry, you'll find it at some point during your practice, or maybe even at the end, or sometime later today, even. And as you release the right hand down to your right side, lifting the left arm. Breathing in, as you lift the left arm, think about lengthening up through the waist, through the side body. And as you exhale, sending your hips over towards the left side. So allow the pelvis to rock over the heels. As you walk your right fingertips towards the right side, keep the right elbow soft, the shoulder also relaxed, as you extend and lengthen through your left arm. And taking a moment here with your eyes closed, with that intention that you may have set for your practice, be with it at all times. Even if the intention is just to focus on breathing and to let go of any stress that may be occupying the mind or your body. And as you take a deep breath in, lifting the left arm, realigning the spine, a little shimmy to align the spine once again back to the center. Floating the right arm, breathing in, reach and extend up, lengthening through the right side. And as you breathe out, sending your hips over to the right to extend the body and reach out through your fingertips towards the left side. So you're moving your pelvis in the opposite direction to the upper body, to the arm extension. As you roll the right shoulder back, expand and open the chest, breathing in. And as you breathe out, softening the left elbow and the shoulder, breathing out, draw the lower belly in to support the lower back. And as you inhale, slowly lift, returning all the way back to center, a little hip shimmy. Make sure you're feeling comfortable, back to alignment. Inhale, floating the arms all the way up, connecting your palms and interlacing your fingers. As you rotate the palms all the way up, extend through your elbows. Lift and extend using the energy of the inhalation, lifting in and up. And as you exhale, curl and round out through the back. So scooping your tailbone underneath you as you tilt your pelvis back, keeping the head between the arms, tucking the chin, softening the shoulders. And as you press forwards through the palms of the hands, create that length and extension through the body. Breathing in, slowly returning back, all the way back into alignment. Extending the arms up and back, so looking for the mobility in your shoulders, feeling a little arching of the back as you tilt the pelvis forwards. This is equivalent to your cat-cow movement in the pelvis, releasing the spine. And as you exhale, curl and round out through your back, tucking the tailbone underneath, press forwards through the palms of the hands, tucking the chin and softening the shoulders. And gently rocking the head from side to side, releasing any tensions, any spaces that are blocked in the neck or the upper back. And then as you breathe in, lifting up one more time. Expand and lift through the chest. Keep extending, lifting all the way up. And as you exhale, tucking the tailbone under, curl and rounding. Drop the shoulders and reach forward through the palms of the hands. Inhale, slowly lift to a neutral position, releasing the hands to the ground and shifting your hips all the way over to the left side, okay? And then release the left foot out from underneath that right leg. So creating a 90-degree angle bend of the left knee, and you can also slide that right leg a little bit further back, looking for more of a 90 degree, so 90-90 bend of the knees. Left leg is in front, right leg is back. Keeping the right hand on the knee or the shin, so wherever along the leg is more comfortable for you. Lifting the left arm all the way up. So breathing in, lift and lengthen through the waist, through the side body. And as you exhale, gently pull with the right hand. So you're guiding your body up and over towards the right side. Continue to look for length and extension through the left arm. And relax the right shoulder. Roll the left shoulder back. Allow for a little more expansion and lift as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, extend your arm up and over and perhaps look down towards the right thigh. Roll the left shoulder back, breathing in, expand and lift through the chest. And then breathing out, draw the lower belly in and reach up and out through your left fingertips. Breathing in, roll the left shoulder back, open the chest. And then breathing out, extend the left arm up and over. And as you lift the left arm all the way up, returning back to the center. So ensure that the left shin is parallel to either the longer edge or the short edge of your mat, however you are positioned on your mat. And slowly folding forwards over your front leg. Make sure that you're not coming over the top of the thigh or the knee, so you don't want to allow the body to swing to the left. Keep it moving forward so that as the body comes forwards and down, it is hovering over the left shin. So you have the left ankle on the right side of the rib cage and you have the left knee on the left side of the rib cage, so that when you come forwards, you can come into this nice hip opener position. It's like a variation of your pigeon pose. As you walk your hands forwards, taking a full deep breath in, think about lifting the rib cage up and over. And as you breathe out, soften the elbows, shoulders, and releasing the head and the neck as you release down. So if you can extend your arms a little bit further forwards, walking those spider fingers forwards a little bit more, grounding down through the palms of your hands. Although the arms are extending forwards, you don't want to overlock the elbow joints, as this is also going to block and lock the shoulders. So keep a little sense of softening in those elbows. A little bit more space in the shoulders as the shoulders roll out away from your ears. And as you lift the head, lift the chest, walking your hands all the way back towards the left leg. We're going to keep the left leg forwards in front, coming into double pigeon. Okay, so bring the right leg, the right foot over and across, stacking the ankle directly above the left knee. Okay, if this position is not so accessible to you, then you can place the right heel in front of the left knee. So the shins are crisscrossed, okay? Either one in front of the other or one above the other. Go ahead and slide the left foot further forwards a little bit if you need to, so that the left heel is directly underneath your right knee, even if that means the right knee is lifting all the way up here. As long as both sit bones are down, that's all that's important right now. And then we can start to work on releasing forwards. So using your hand, your fingers as you press down into the ground, roll the shoulders, open, expand the chest, taking a full deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, press with the fingers, hinging forwards. And whether that be a slight incline, and that's enough for you, then stay. Or maybe you'd like to switch, extending your arms forwards in front and then continue through your forward fold, through your double pigeon, all the way down. Eventually resting the head, the neck, and gently rocking your head side to side. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Perhaps a little shoulder wiggle, whatever helps to release any tension in your upper body. And as you walk your hands slowly back towards the legs, lifting the head, lifting the chest back up. So it's sliding the right leg all the way across to the left side. So coming into your cow face pose, you can slide the left heel back so that the heels are by the side of the hips. Soles of the feet are face up and the knees are stacked. Again, even if the knee needs to be up here somewhere, it doesn't matter as long as both hip bones are down. Okay, if you find that you're still awkwardly in position, and you can always extend that left leg forwards in front, make it a little bit easier for yourself. So wrap the hands around the right knee, sit up nice and tall, breathing in. Take a full breath in to expand and to lift through your heart. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, maybe a tiny little incline is enough for you. Or continue to fold forwards, working with each breath, avoiding any kind of force. So find that point where you feel it and it's comfortably uncomfortable. Be here, be still, be in this moment, be with your breath. And then when you feel in your body a sense of releasing, allow it to be a release that is guided by your breathing and not by your mind. Okay, so it's not about, I just need to get down there. I need to prove to myself anything. Okay, that's not the case. It's just a sense of accepting what you feel and a surrendering into what you feel so that you're not fighting it, you're not resisting it, you're not clenching all the muscles around the muscles that you're really looking to release and stretch. Okay, if that's happening, if you're just fighting it, it's better that you come out of it and be content with where you are, doing a little bit less. So in your double pigeon, wherever you are, however high up or low down you are, we're going to walk the hands to the right side. So your body is folding over and crossing the top of the right thigh. Make sure that both sit bones stay down. If the left leg is extended forwards, sometimes we have a tendency of leaning over. Okay, so make sure you think about grounding down through the left sit bone. Twist and turn the body, so a little spinal twist here as you tuck the chin into the chest, softening the elbows, the shoulders, and let the head hang down between your arms. Focus on slowing down your breathing, focus on deepening your breath. A little more energy enters the body. As you keep the right hand where it is, we're going to open it up. So you may be able to touch the elbow and forearm on the ground. If you are, then allow it to come down now. Okay, or it's just a little softening of the elbow, pointing your elbow to the ground as you open up across the shoulders and the chest. Rolling the left shoulder back, you can either extend the arm up and over the head, looking for more lateral extension, or you can bring the left arm and shoulder back, so looking for a little more twist, okay, and heart expansion. And as you breathe in, you can also press a little bit with your right hand to lift, all the way up, and release. So, right leg stays in front. Release the left leg out from underneath, and bring it around towards the left side. So you have your 90-90 bend. Okay, the right leg is in front with the shin parallel to the edge of the mat. And then just opening up that left hip a little bit more, slide the left leg back. Okay, maybe move the foot further away from the body so you have more of a 90-degree bend of the knee. If this is uncomfortable for the knee, then decrease the bend of the knee. Left hand grips onto the knee or just below. So wherever it is comfortable for you to take hold of the leg, lifting the right arm. Take a full deep breath. Inhale, lift all the way up. And as you exhale, reach, extend up and over. And then softening that left shoulder. So sometimes what happens is we feel what's happening. We feel that discomfort and our bodies tend to react. And sometimes this might be in the way that the left shoulder lifts, might be in the way that you think, might be in the way in which you breathe. So keep it soft and relaxed. Might be in your face and your jaw if you're really concentrating here. Sometimes we have that tendency to clench the teeth. So every now and again, it can be really useful to take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth to release that tension. And you'll also notice when you breathe out that the body releases a little bit also. Inhale, slowly lifting all the way up. Place the right hand down. Okay. And you're going to fold forwards over the right leg. So make sure that you fold forwards in between the right knee and the right foot. Okay. So you don't want to end up turning and twisting and pinching that right hip flexor. So come forwards, making sure that the right knee is along the right side of the body and the foot is along the left. As you walk the hands forwards, coming into a variation of your pigeon pose. Softening the elbows, softening the shoulders, folding over that front leg. The further the right foot wiggles, the greater the angle of the knee, the more you're going to be feeling in that right hip. Some of you who are here in yesterday's practice and your back is feeling sore, you might feel that stretching of the back. So as you fold forwards, feeling the energy of the breath, lifting up into your spinal column. So it's like the expansion of the breath, the expansion of the lungs, physically lifting and expanding and lengthening the muscles that support the joints, and also allowing for that space between the joints of the spine. Okay, so even if you just visualize what might be happening, even if you're not quite getting that feeling yet, okay, just visualizing will help to understand what it is that you're eventually looking for. Okay, so that you can really get the most out of your practice every time you breathe. So spider walk the hands forwards a little bit more, spread the fingers wide, press through the palms, walking the fingers, keeping a little sense of softening in the elbows, influencing the softening of the shoulders as you reach out forwards in front. And slowly walk your hands all the way back, lifting the head up, lifting the chest up, realigning the spine. Shifting your weight all the way up into the right side as you guide the foot over and across, stacking the left ankle up above the right knee. Or if this is not accessible for you right now, you can place the heel just in front of that right knee. Okay, slide the right foot forwards a little bit more. So either crossing the shins and calves, so they're tightly connecting, okay, or stacking. Even if this knee is lifting up, the more you release, the more you breathe, the more you practice, eventually that hip will release, taking that knee a little bit lower. It's all about practice. So as you press your fingertips to the ground, roll the shoulders, press down to create, again, more space and lift through the spine. As you exhale, hinging from your hips, taking it forwards, hold, or continue along, walking your hands forwards in front. Softening the elbows, softening the shoulders. If you find that you're resisting or fighting, then take a step back. Sometimes it really helps also as you come into the position to give the neck a little stretch side to side. You can even practice your neck rolls here. You can practice your shoulder rolls. And let it be the breath that it is guiding you forwards. So let go of this desire, this want, this need to be all the way down. It's just the ego talking. So letting go of the ego, put it aside, and just being accepting of this moment, accepting of these sensations. And as you walk the hand slowly back to the legs, you're going to slide the left foot across to the right hip, coming into your cow face pose. Stacking the knees, slide the heels back so that you have the heels by the side of your hips, of your pelvis, both sit bones grounding. You can also extend the right leg forwards in front if this is not for you. Okay, especially if the left sit bone is way up, you might want to extend the leg instead. If you did extend the leg on the other side, I recommend you doing the same on this side. So just taking a moment to settle. Okay, both sit bones down allows the spine to align itself. And as you wrap the hands around the knees, sit up even taller through the spine, looking for that space. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, hinging forwards from the hips. Watch that the shoulders are not reacting on the way forwards and down. Keep them soft, keep them relaxed. Watch that you're not resisting or tightening the hips as you move forwards. You actually want your hips to completely relax. So this is more of a passive stretch. So eventually as you come forward, eventually when your body is over the legs, pretty much every muscle in your body is relaxed, okay, except for those ones responsible for your breathing. And once you're down there, if your head is hanging, you can rock the head side to side. You can even slip your elbows a little bit wider apart, encouraging the shoulder blades to open up a little bit wider, looking for a little more space across the back of your body. Maybe exaggerate the breath. So see what happens when you exaggerate the inhalation. Notice the movement across the rib cage, across the back. And notice as you breathe out, continue to deflate the lungs and notice how this gives you almost permission to relax completely over the top of the legs. So wherever you are, we're going to walk over to the left side, making sure that your right sit bone is grounding and connecting. And the focus here is more on the right side of your body. So as you extend and reach out through your right fingertips, lengthening through the right side of the body, it can be opening across the shoulder blade. This lengthening through the waist. You might even feel a little bit more across the right side of your back. A little twisting and turning, so engaging your lower belly, your core, as you support the spine through this rotation. And softening the elbows, tucking your chin into the chest, let the head hang down. And breathe. Remembering that every now and again you may need to breathe out through the mouth to release the lower jaw. So keeping the left hand where it is, roll the right shoulder back as you reach up and out through your fingertips. Breathing and reaching up. For some of you, a little softening of the elbow is enough, or take it all the way down, resting onto your forearm, as long as both of the sit bones stay grounded, anchoring down as you lift and lengthen up and out through your fingertips, reaching over the head, or roll the right shoulder back and expand more through your chest. And as you press down into the palm of the left hand, reach up and out through your fingers. And slowly release. So slide the knees away from each other, joining your feet together. Come into Baddha Konasana. You can either sit on a block or you can shuffle back towards a wall. Okay, the wall is just going to help support you so that you avoid any kind of collapsing through the lumbar spine, the pelvis. You want to keep the pelvis tilting forward so that you're sitting more in an upright position. And then using the strength of your own legs, of your hips, pressing the knees down to the ground to create more lift and extension and upwards, and an upward direction. Press down to lift up. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the shoulder blades in together. We were working a little bit on this yesterday. So using the strength of the rhomboids, drawing the shoulder blades closer to open up across the chest. Okay, so when you come forward, you want to keep this in mind. Keep the contraction in your back body, tilting forwards from the pelvis, and keep the front of your body nice and open. Using the strength of your legs pressing down. So this is completely different to cow face, where cow face was a passive stretch. The muscles were disengaged so that the muscles could soften and relax. Now you're engaging the muscles so that they can stretch. This is an eccentric stretch where you're using strength and stretch at the same time. So avoid using the neck. Okay, so you don't want to pull forwards, straining the neck to get more movement forwards. The neck has got nothing to do with it. Keep the neck free and relaxed. Use the lower body with that grounding force pressing down to create the energy lifting up. Draw your rhomboids, activate your rhomboids, draw your shoulder blades in together, and then free the neck. Use your breath. Breathing in to help lift the rib cage up. Breathing out, now press down with your knees, tilt the pelvis forward, and squeeze the shoulder blades closer. Breathing in to lift to lengthen. Breathing out, press the knees, engage the lower belly, squeeze the rhomboids, shoulder blades together. Okay, so that it becomes a pattern. But this pattern is always guided by your breathing. As you slowly lift all the way up, use your hands to support the knees. Guide your knees together, wrapping the hands in front or behind, whatever you feel more comfortable with. And as your counter pose, stretch all the way back. Curl and round up through the spine, tucking the chin into the chest, scooping your tailbone underneath you. And gently rock the neck from side to side. Really sit yourself up. Okay, and extend the legs forwards in front of you. You might need to change the direction that you're facing. As you extend the legs, pressing the thighs towards the ground. So using action here as well in your quads. As you press the thighs to the ground, you're using that grounding force, exactly the same way we just did a moment ago, to lift up, to tilt the pelvis forwards. Same thing here, flat back. You can either press with your fingertips as you tilt the pelvis forward, open your chest, or you can walk your hands forward along the side of the legs. Coming into Paschimottanasana, forward fold. This is an active stretch. Engage your thighs, press the back of the knees to the ground. The more you press, the more power and energy it gives you to extend further forwards, so to create more lengthening in the body. If the legs were disengaged and completely relaxed, the body will be a little bit more rounded. You know, look something a little bit like this. What we're looking for is flattening the body on the top of the legs. So you want to extend forwards, hinge from the pelvis. And think about one day, maybe when you go to sleep tonight, you'll dream about it, where the crown of the head and your toes touch. Okay, and this is by focusing on stretching and lengthening each and every vertebra of the spine, reaching forwards, but using strength to do that. Keep the toes curling back, the heels extend forward, thighs press down. And the hands, if they're wrapping around the feet, you can use your hands a little bit, use your arms to give you just that little extra extension forwards. But you don't want to rely all on the hands and the arms. You can exaggerate the breathing here. The body may move when you do this as well as you breathe in. Maybe lifting all the way up, maybe looking forwards. And as you exhale, soften and release, tucking the chin to the chest to lengthen the neck. This can be exaggerated, more visible, more obvious, or it can be more subtle. Either way, you're using the breath in the same way. Pressing down into the thighs as you lengthen, and breathing out as you fold forwards and release. Take one more breath here. And as you release the hands from the feet, slide the hands down along the legs, tucking your chin into the chest, and slowly curling up one vertebra at a time. You might feel a little nerve stretch as you come all the way up. And we're going to stretch the nerve now. So as you straighten out the spine, roll the shoulders back, float the arms and interlock your fingers. Okay, so you're cupping the palms of your hands around the base of the skull. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and gently press the head into the palms of the hands, opening your chest. Open your elbows out to the side. Think of a back bend. Focus on creating the back bend from the thoracic spine curving, from the mobility in the shoulders as your chest opens and the elbows move out. And keep the lower belly supported, strengthening, engaging the core to support your lumbar spine here. So you're lifting up and away from the lumbar spine. And as you exhale, draw your elbows in towards one another, tucking the chin, drop the shoulders, and slowly curling down. Now, instead of extending as far forwards, now you're trying to keep it as compressed as possible. So curling down so that your elbows are pointing down towards the top of the thighs. And depending on how this feels, okay, this might be enough, just allowing the head to go heavy. We'll continue forwards if you're not quite feeling very much, then hinging from your hips. Keep your elbows hugging in towards one another, drop the shoulders down, and without force from the hands, from the arms, your arms are just relaxing. So your hands are holding on to each other through the interlocking of the fingers. And it's the weight of the arms that is guiding you a little bit further forwards and down. Don't forget to flex the feet. Keep the thighs pressing to the ground and keep your toes curling back towards your head. You can also use your hands as well. Just gently turn the head from side to side. It's not the muscles in the neck that are turning the head, but the movement of the hands, just playing around with this movement of your hands and your wrists to open up and to release different parts of the spine. Stay with your breath. It's very easy to lose the focus of the breath here when you're experiencing this extreme discomfort for some. Be extremely uncomfortable. And then slowly rolling all the way back up. As you press your head into the hands, open it up. Lift your chest, breathing in. And breathing out to release. Pressing the right foot over the left thigh, we're going to come into a spinal twist. So you can leave the left leg in front, or you can bend the knee. So 2 different variations give you the same benefit, spinal twist. If you like to bend the knee, go ahead. Make sure both hip bones are down. Right knee is up and close to the chest. Breathing in, lift to lengthen. Breathing out, we're going to turn and twist to the right side. As you press down through your right fingertips, press to lift. And use your left hand as well. So hugging your knee in towards your chest. Okay, there's a little bit more power and energy if you wrap the whole arm around. Okay, so that's the second variation. You also have a little bit more energy, more power to twist if you hook the left arm across to the outside of the right thigh. That's the third option if you feel comfortable taking it a little bit further in the spine. Well, for those of you who are working towards the bind, you can wrap the right arm around the back. Keep the spine in alignment. Try not to collapse or lose that active lift and energy up. You can even try and come into the bind, bringing the left arm underneath that right leg and thread it through. The left hand will grab hold of the right hand, encouraging that right shoulder to roll back a little bit more. Just noticing if you are compromising anyway, make sure that the right sit bone is down on the ground. Make sure the spine is stacked. Make sure the heart is lifting and opening, maybe a little lift of the chin, maybe even by looking up. And as you release the right hand, release the left if you're in the full bind, and let's take it all the way around towards the left side to release. Good. Extend the left leg, extend the right leg, and join your feet together. Okay, we're going to come into Charlie Chaplin forward fold. Okay, so as you turn your toes out, okay, keep your toes curling back towards your body. Okay, you know how he walks. Okay, with a slight bending of the knees, so that will automatically happen as you rotate the hips and as you press the outer edges of the feet to the ground. Okay, so there's a little space here. You notice that the knees are moving out away from each other and maybe lifting from the ground too. So coming into your Charlie Chaplin feet, breathing in, or Charlie Chaplin legs, shall I say? And as you exhale, slowly fold the body forwards and down, either wrapping the hands around the shin, the ankles, or if you're as far as your toes, then curling your toes back. So you're emphasizing the flexion of the ankle. Okay, inhale, lifting the chest, lift up from the base. And exhale, keep soft and relaxed in your elbows and your shoulders as you fold forwards. And eventually releasing the head and the neck. Okay, the shoulder blades are slowly opening out apart, away from each other. And think about breathing into that space. So in this particular pose, the legs are not so much engaged, just that action of flexion in the ankles, and more so the hands pressing the outer edges of your feet down towards your mat. And you'll notice that this sensation is very different to the forward fold, Paschimottanasana. This one sometimes tends to release the nerves a little bit more than Paschimottanasana, which is more a muscular stretch. And as you join your feet slowly together, be careful of the knees, and then release the thighs back to the ground. Roll the shoulders back, open chest, bending that left knee, and cross the foot over to the outside of the right thigh. Okay, right leg extending unless you like to bend the knee as well. Okay, whichever variation gives you the same benefit. Sitting up tall, place the left fingertips behind the back. The left hand is not there to support your body weight, but as you press down, it's there to lift you. Okay? It's also there to open the shoulder and open the chest. Right hand wraps around the knee, just gently pull in. There's a little bit more strength when you use the whole arm. And there's more rotation if you hook the arm across to the outside of the thigh. Remember that if you're compromising anywhere to take the next step, it's better that you take a step back and then settle with less. So less is more in this case. If you're coming or working towards the bind, we'll take the left arm first, wrap it around the back of your body, pressing the back of the hand onto the outer right hip, encouraging that left shoulder to roll back. And if you're going for the full bind, see if you can thread the arm underneath that left leg. The right hand is going to take hold of the left, encouraging the left shoulder to roll back. And the chest continues to lift and pull up. As you breathe in, lift. As you breathe out, twist. Releasing the bind. Release the right arm, release the left. Let's take it around to the other side. All the way around, place your right hand down, left hand across. Inhale, straighten out, breathing in, lifting, lifting. Breathing out as you twist, look over the shoulder. And then release the twist. Extending the right leg forwards and extending the left. And then slowly come down to lie on your back. Make sure you have room behind you, nice and controlled on your way down, using your core. And extending the arms up above the head. As you lengthen out through your arms, through your waist. Bending the knees. And separate the feet to parallel. Crossing the right ankle on top of the left knee. Okay, so you want to think about opening up that right hip flexor. Gently press the right knee away from the body. Keep the action of pressing the knee away as you wrap both hands behind the left thigh. So your right hand comes along to the inside of the right leg in order to wrap around your left thigh. Sometimes what may happen is the head likes to lift, the shoulders like to lift. They may need to lift in order to take hold of the thigh. Once you're there, try to bring the head back to the ground. Keep the shoulders pressing down and a micro bend of the elbows. Okay, so you don't want to overlock the elbow joints here. As you gently guide your knee and your ankle to your chest. For some of you who have a little more mobility in the hips, you can wrap the hands around the shin, taking it a little bit further, gives you a little bit more leverage to pull the knee and the ankle closer. And keep that right knee pressing away from the body, shoulders down. Deep breaths. And as you release the left leg, slowly slide the left leg all the way down, keeping your right foot, your ankle just above that left knee. Pressing the right knee down to open and expand across the hips. The more action there is in that right leg pressing down, the more open you'll feel, but this can also be more of a passive stretch. You just relax the right leg or the foot on top of the thigh, opening the palms facing up towards the ceiling or sky, wherever you are. And it's an opportunity to rest the body, to open the pelvis. As we come into the spinal twist, lifting the right knee, take it all the way up and over to your left side, using your left hand, guiding the knee down, but ensure that your right shoulder is anchored down on your mat. Okay, so in order to get the knee down, we don't want to lose this connection of the right arm and the shoulder. Focus on this grounding connection first, and then we have something to work with. So work with each breath, breathing in. And as you breathe out, relaxing the muscles in the abdominals, the back. You can use your hand to hold on to the right leg so that you can relax the hip, the glute, the legs. And turning your head to the right side. For those of you who would like a little bit more hamstring and glute stretch here, you can also lift the knee higher up to the chest to extend that right leg and wrapping the hand around the outer edge of the foot. This gives you just a little bit more down the back of the right leg. But it also requires a little bit more grounding from this right shoulder. For a little more rotation from your thoracic spine. So as you extended the leg, bend the knee, bring the knee back towards your midline. And placing the right foot down to the ground, bending the knee, separating the feet, and parallel the legs. Sometimes you just need a little adjustment here in the shoulders and the spine. Make sure you're back into alignment. Nice and long through the neck. And crossing the left ankle up above the right knee. Pressing the left knee away from the body to open up the left hip flexor, that hip space. As you wrap the hands behind that right thigh, remembering if you need to lift the head up in order to grab hold of the thigh, then make sure you bring it back down with your chin tucked into the chest and the back of the neck is lengthening. Okay, I feel already this is quite dynamic for you, then stay here and just work on softening the elbows and the shoulders pulling down to your mat. Or if it's a little easy, then wrap the hands around the shin for more leverage to increase the stretch to that left hip. Deep breaths. Breathing in, expand and open the chest. And breathing out, feeling that sense of releasing down to the ground. So in the shoulders, in the lower back, in the sacrum, that movement down with the knee and the ankle towards the chest. And as you release the leg, open your arms out by your side, extending your right leg all the way down along the mat. So keep your left foot sitting just above the right knee, opening across the hips and the pelvis, coming into more of a passive stretch where every muscle in the body is relaxed. So you can just activate that left hip a little bit more and pressing the knee to the ground. So coming into that active stretch if you're looking for a little bit more. Lifting the left knee up and all the way over, coming into your spinal twist. Using the right hand to guide the knee all the way over. Okay, so focus more on the grounding of the left shoulder, that connection here. Your right hand is holding onto the knee, but it doesn't end up, your leg doesn't end up springing away from the body. Okay, so you want to keep that connection. Use your right hand to slowly guide the knee down, but you don't want to be fighting in your spine. Okay, so softening and relaxing the muscles in your abdominals. So you'll notice the breathing a little bit more, that belly breath. And relax your back completely. So the muscles should feel quite soft here. And turning the head over to the left side. So for some of you who might want to enjoy the hamstring stretch, then lift the knee a little bit higher up to the chest. Wrapping the right hand around the outer edge of your left foot. And if you're coming into this variation, you may need to work a little bit harder to reach out through your left fingers to ground down through the left shoulder. As you slowly bring that left knee back in towards the midline of your body. Take a moment here to adjust the pelvis, the spine and the shoulders. You can either walk your feet out, joining your knees together, completely alleviating any pressure from your lumbar spine, or you can connect the soles of your feet, rotate the hips out, and come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or extending the legs from here, opening the hips. You can even take the feet wider off your mat, coming into more of a starfish position with the palms open and surrendering, inspiring the body, inspiring the mind through this gesture. With your eyes closed, perhaps wrap a smile across the face, honoring the body, honoring the breath, honoring your achievements. Just observing and scanning the body, scanning the physical sensations that you may feel after today's practice. If you find that your mind begins to wander, and reconnect with your breathing. And just recognizing all the positives rather than focusing on the negatives. And so in the practice, taking another deep breath in through the nose and a big breath out through the mouth. And another, taking a breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. One more time, breathing in through your nose. We lift your arms as you do so, and breathing out through the mouth. Lifting your arms as they join, as they connect. Connecting the knees, connecting the feet, wherever you are in position. And then slowly hugging the knees as you give your body, give yourself a massive hug. Wrapping the arms around yourself. And as you roll onto one side, taking a moment here, as long as you need to be here on your side. And eventually lifting up, coming back into your feet. Connecting the palms of the hands together in front of the heart center. May your practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. Namaste.